Hey, you guys, welcome to a new episode of Gay Like Me Live. And you know what I realize is that I've been talking to a lot of men. I haven't really touched with any of my sisters in the LGBTQ community. And I was like, wait a minute, I got a good sister of mine that I've known for a very long time and was been able to be part of pivotal times in her life. And I should talk to her. I need to talk to her. So I reached out to my girlfriend, Monifah, to have this conversation. And she said yes. So you guys, I will bring you on Monifah. Boop. Hey, mama.
It's been too long.
Girl,
you've been gone.
Don't do them like that. They was already asking the comments, is she gonna sing? Is she gonna sing? Is she gonna sing?
I'm about to do a live stream concert this time. I guess, do you know the great thing about COVID? One of the positive aspects of COVID is that it's forcing us to be creative.
Yes.
And we get to just kind of do what we want to do without any pressure, and you know what I'm saying, fun, and really like connect with each other, connect, with your family, all that stuff. I'm
and
very
glad and being able to talk to people. Like, we be so busy that we don't talk to each other no more. So
it's like I see you on social media. I know you good. Okay, he good.
Yeah, and we keep it moving.
And I'm glad you're safe, babe. I'm glad everything's good. You're good.
Yes.
All is well.
Yes, okay. The same for you. I'm glad to see that you're safe. So I want to dive into the journey of Monifah and how she is where she's at today. Being a strong partnership in the LGBTQ community, and being a voice, being an advocate. But I know it wasn't easy getting to this point. So I want to start with this. I asked everybody this. If you could rap Monifah in 3 words, what would that be?
Oh God. Me? You have me? Okay.
Yes.
In 3 words. Because I have it. Wait, I have it. I'm strength, honesty, and 3 words: strength, honesty, joy.
Strength, honesty, and joy.
Yeah,
those are good 3 words to have.
Well, they mine. They may not be, all prophetic and shit, but but thinking about it, like I know I probably will be like, oh no, this is how I think of myself, or what I would, and I say those, so I'm going to qualify it by saying strength, because I've had the grace and the willingness to change the direction and the course of my life. And in that, there was a lot of selflessness that had to go down, and a lot of honesty about who I wasn't and who I was being. Without that, there's no change. There's no change if you don't think you need to change anything, or if you can't see yourself. If you can't see yourself and look in that mirror and be like, you out of order, I don't want cursing shit. But and I was able to do that. And it takes a lot of strength and honesty, because it's an arduous journey. And it's not a year. It doesn't happen overnight. It is like increments. Like my whole healing process happened, I would safely say, in the span of 12 years. Like it began 12 years ago, and I don't want to say ended, but I've arrived at a place in my life now where there's places that I will never go back to. Clear about that. Never arriving but knowing I would never go back to certain things. And that's state of being, that's ways of thinking, that's behaviors. Not just actual, not literally, but spiritually, literally and figuratively, like real talk. And then the ever evolving part, allowing yourself to grow and being patient with yourself and stuff, and accepting that things change and having to face those things when you're faced with them in a way of grace and acceptance. And sometimes the shit is really scary. Like, you're like, no, this is my life. This is my life. No, I'm not letting this go. But you have to. So that's what I'm saying is that though, and the joy that I have, even through all the painstaking growth spurts, all the painstaking ways I had to look at myself and be honest about who I was being, who I was becoming, and who I've been, and who I wasn't. So that's why those are my words.
So to us, you came to us from a viewer watching Monifah. You came to your truth later in life. But my question to you, I'm just saying visually for us,
right? For you,
we talk.
For you,
but for everybody else, yeah,
people, yes,
that's what we saw. But my question to you is that when did you realize that you weren't living your whole truth? Like, how old were you?
Right. Okay. Well, it dawned on me. I made a conscious decision because I knew that I could appreciate beauty in a woman even when I was younger and as a teenager. Like, I know I had my first like crush was this chick. I was like 17, 18. I just thought she was just such a cutie pie. And I just imagined kissing her. And I was like, yeah, I could kiss her. Like I took her to we hung out, we went to a hotel to hang out, and I thought, I was like, okay, I was all weird, but I was hoping some things would happen. I knew that I liked, I was attracted to her, but I never felt like I never lived, in my truth, because when I wanted to date a woman, I dated a woman. And the only person that I was concerned with a little bit was my mom. And, I grew up with a same gender loving brother. So I was like, she's already good. It ain't gonna be a big deal. She'll be all right. So once I told my mom, I didn't give a shit what anybody else thought. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
You can curse. This YouTube, girl, we good.
Okay. I know, but yeah. So I never didn't. And when I had my first girlfriend, I was recording my first album. So I was, Heavy was like, oh God. Like, I had my gay friends and, at the studio, and I was just me. My girlfriend would be with me, and, and again, I was just talking on live with my friend, Shantae Wayans, and she's fucking crazy. We had a great time, and I was, sharing with her that, at the time, because information it's not the same. Like we didn't have our hands on information that way. There was no social media where you could immediately see some shit that happened in China 5 minutes ago and it's arriving at your phone. You know what I'm saying? Within 30 seconds. It was a different time. Everything came through publications, written publications and radio shows, and everything, anything that was reported was late or whatever. I never hid. I lived. I never did. Everybody in the industry knew I liked chicks and dated them. I would bring my girlfriends to industry events. I didn't act like they were my friend,
So do you feel, so being that you were in that, you were open with yourself, and but you were in the industry, and did you feel that the industry itself, because even still, it was never. Well, I guess they never said you had a boyfriend either. So it was never. But you just play. We just assumed.
I didn't.
We just assumed that you were a heterosexual woman.
Right.
Now, was that orchestrated ordeal through the industry for you, or just that's what it was?
It just was. I was just being me. I didn't feel stifled in my personal life, and then it wasn't because I'm a feminine woman externally, because there's a lot of butch in here. There's a lot of time. No. I was me. I'm attracted to men. And I like men. So people probably were like, okay, she's all over the place. No, I'm just me. I never felt stifled, but I did, I remember, I used to drive half crazy because, it just was a thing. It's the 90s. They weren't ready for none of that, at all. It was taboo. And what I think is very funny is that the same people, excluding Hev, as far as I know, straight, whatever. But I know a lot of the, people that he knew and were around, and the decision makers, or the gatekeepers, if you will, would have had liaisons with men, and you're telling me and somebody else not to fuck your money up, which I thought was rich. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, okay. It's funny. You like a gang of fluid. I don't want to label anybody, because I don't think that because you sleep with the same gender that means you're gay or lesbian or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a spiritual, emotional, mental thing. Lesbian, gay. You know what I'm saying? Because you can sleep with anybody, and still be gay. You can sleep with a woman. That's not gonna make you any less gay. I can sleep with a man. It's not gonna make me any less bi or more straight. Like, it's just it's here. So and here. And also you can be gay and celibate. Like, just because you're not. Yeah, it's just like so many things that we just have this really myopic view on. A lot of people are still very ignorant, and we equate sex and who you're sleeping with sexuality, completely different things. But I say that to say, at the time, people were so on the DL, which is a lot of reasons. I had a song called I Can Tell, which is why I've directed that video with Cinna Hamry, who was one of the producers of what is wrong with my brain? The show with Taraji and
with Empire.
Like, yeah. She was a video director. Pardon my phone. She was a video director, very well known. She did a lot of high big celebrity video, like just really high end videos. And she co-directed that video with me, and I wrote the treatment for it. And I Can Tell was about my experience. Well, the treatment was about my experience of being in clubs in New York. And I'm like, yo, babe, could you answer it so I could stop ringing? Jesus. Like, why would you? She knows I'm online. Like, why wouldn't you answer the phone? Anyway, okay. So I was like, I know that these guys' friends, some of their family, some of their dudes around the block did not know that they had a boyfriend. I was like, there's no way. I was like, he looked like my homeboy that was my first experience, like, yo. And so I Can Tell came from that. I used that as, of the video as a vehicle to kind of share that with women, because you can't assume. We ask the wrong questions. We're not asking the right questions of each other, men and women alike. Like, and especially at the time with women, we weren't asking the right question. You can't ask a man if he's gay. He's like, no, I'm not gay. I see with men that I'm not gay though. Okay, so the question should be, do you sleep with men? Are you are you attracted to it? And do you sleep with men? And then if he lies from there,
that's a different story.
Deception, yeah. So that was that. And that I was, that was my way of being socially responsible, and sharing some things that I, learned. But I never felt like I was being stifled at all, because I wouldn't allow it. I just, Now, you know, I have friends that, you know, was like, you know, but even in their real lives, they were the same way, you know, in regular life, you know, but as far as like coming out, I don't think everybody has to come out. You know, I don't think that that is a necessity. For me, it was just, it had a lot to do with me coming on this show, sharing my real life and being me, because that's who I've always been. You know, and wanted to, you know, be in charge of my own narrative, especially coming from the space I was in at the time.
So, but now I know you said you're doing your own thing, and like you said, it was the 90s. So, did you feel any pressures from that in the 90s, like, you know, and being you?
It was mostly like having to step around other people's shit.
Gotcha.
Not me.
But that was your shit.
It wasn't my shit. It wasn't. I care about you, or you know, whether we're lovers or whether they were friends, you know, just platonic friends, sister girlfriends of mine. You know, it was. I don't remember running into a lot of that, but until, you know, it came to a place where it was and really not even them. It was their circle, you know, their business circle, because we all used to just be like, all right, then, you know, chilling. Real talk.
Now, during that time, because this is something that we don't really talk about. Everybody always see the ups and ups and ups and ups, but nobody really talks about that there the downs of that time. So, where did you have any? I don't want any mental health awarenesses that you need to attend to during those times. Did you feel depressed, or did you have and not only because of the industry, but also because of what was going on in your personal life?
Well, at the time I didn't know it, but absolutely. And that's retrospectively. But yeah. First of all, I was drinking. I didn't realize I was an alcoholic. I didn't realize that I had a very serious issue with alcohol. I thought, you know, I just didn't think because everybody drank. It's socially acceptable. I didn't realize that I had an issue with alcohol. And so that was a lot of my stuff, a lot of it, you know, where I found like behaviorally, you know, just inhibitions gone, doing a lot of like useless, you know, sex, you know, just cause I was satiating something, didn't realize what it was until 12 years ago. And then like completely real talk, 3 years ago, understanding that alcohol wasn't my first addiction. It was actually physical. It was sex. It was people. And I just, you know, found that out 3 years ago and have been in, you know, therapy for about 4 years, getting on track. So at the time I didn't identify it as mental health, but definitely, you know, first of all, things like that get progressive if they're left unidentified, undiagnosed, untreated. So absolutely things got progressive for me. But at the time I didn't equate it to mental health at all. You know, we weren't having these discussions. Not that I wasn't privy, you know, I'm pretty astute, and I always said, and I always knew that if I hadn't become an entertainer and things went that way for me, that I would have gone to school to be a psychologist, because the behavior and things of the mind and the emotion, it's very interesting to me. I think it's a gift that I have anyway, because I can like see clearly other people, you know, objectively. Just, you know, we can never see our own stuff. Yeah, but at the time I didn't, and I think it caused a lot of, you know, it was detrimental in like in my parenting, and even in my career, and yeah, it just, not moving in the ways and really going all the way in certain places where I could have, because I just like let things shoot to the wind, and always always knew that, always had this feeling things fell in my lap. Got when I don't want to say that, like, I'm very clear that the universe and God conspired to put me exactly where they wanted me. But things came very easily for me, and I think I took a lot for granted. I know I took a lot for granted. I wasn't the artist that sat outside this, the record label offices and pushing my tapes, and I didn't do all that. It just kind of said boom, 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 boom. Like, it was so fast, bam, 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 bam. And I've been doing, this. I've been in this game professionally since I was 7. I was doing theater and commercials, so I wasn't new to it. But as a recording artist and wanting to do that for a living, that was the thing that came. It came quickly and came easily, and so I never really. I was, I guess, spoiled in so many aspects, and never really pushed to do I thought things were gonna come in my lap, and when they didn't, I just, I folded a little bit.
No, I understand. I can understand you for that, because that's how I felt my career was too. It was like nothing. It's like, you wanted it, but everything was just happening, and then when it stopped happening, like, wait, what the hell? Like, y'all supposed to be. What's next? What you mean?
Damn, I should be doing a movie. Like, yeah, that's what. And because I'm gonna say this because I'm clear now, and this is my truth. I'm fucking fantastic. I am extremely talented. I am a Jackie of all trades. I can do most things that I put my mind to, or that I'm interested in. Well, and that's what my second half of my life is about. You know what I'm saying? That's what this second part of my journey is about. And so thankfully, I don't feel like the feelings that goes too late that I don't feel that way anymore. I've worked through that feeling. I feel like I look absolutely way better than I did in my 20s. And I feel like, because I think what's sexy about, especially us as a people, is that as we get wiser, I think and we start to take care of ourselves, whatever that is. It may not necessarily be food or whatever. It could be just spiritually, mentally. We start understanding our power. We look better. We're magical. We just get more magical, like, in my opinion. And I'm starting to see. I see myself. Like, I see. Like, I'm proud of myself, and I'm excited about who I am. You know what I mean? I believe in me. When that 24-year-old girl was broken, needed validation, or even all the way up until, I was 40 something years old, needing validation in certain aspects. And that's when I started to heal. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I'm in a space like, this is gonna be my best chapter.
Now now you've been always living your life, but for the public, it didn't get put out to the public till you decided to do a television show,
right? And on Wendy Williams, or when Wendy Williams in the 90s would be like, oh,
I say her thing, but nobody ever really.
And Queen Latifah at the gay club, and there was a fight, like those kind of things. I would be like, oh my God, like, it would stress me out, because it's like, then it just like opens the door for all kind of stuff. But I really didn't care. I thought the shit was funny. I was like, you have to take that shit with a grain of salt. We was at the club. Queen Pen did have a fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. You're like, like, I mean, what you gonna do? But yeah, I mean, I never felt this. I never felt that ever. Ever.
But when it was time for you, so when you decided to do R&B Divas, and now you're putting yourself really out there on display for people to judge, people to say what they want to say, people to do. How was that experience for you? Because now you're not, you really don't have that barrier. Meaning with songs,
social media, right? Yeah.
So that barrier is not there anymore. So now people can go straight to you. So
They'll be
how
like,
was
girl,
that?
oh yeah. You know what's funny? For a little while, I had a little bit of that, like, because I get on social media because we got to promote the show and and I was already on Facebook, and then it kind of changed over, and then so here comes the show, and now we got to push, and we doing all this, and I become, first of all, I love people, and I love, and I appreciate the people that have supported me as an artist. So having the ability to be able to talk to them and say, hey, thank you, and be in relationship with them to some degree, talk one-on-one to the people that rock with me was dope. And then you have you always got the basket of fools, like, and I, and as artists, we can sometimes, like, there could be an arena of people just, yeah, but we'll focus on that one person that's like this. Or
Yes.
I have since let that go. My skin is thick. Aside from the few idiots that you just block them. Nothing but love. And I had a great experience telling my truth and telling my story. So another person didn't do it on some CD. I could tell. I'm gonna be honest, but I know what I did, and I know what I'm not ashamed of, and I know I'm gonna tell my story. Because can't nobody tell my truth like I can. And so that's the headspace I came from. And I didn't have anything to hide. I just, I was in love. I had a beautiful friend and lover, and that was my life. And I told the producers before we got in that shit, I said, listen, this is my real life. This is not a storyline. I'm not dating her and she's not some fake. No, we're not doing you're not going to get buffoonery. This is real. This is my real life. So I'm not playing those games. Very clear before, let them know that
And we did see on the show, your relationship between you and your daughter. Now, did your lifestyle play or an effect with your daughter at all while growing up?
Well, I was in a long-term relationship from when my daughter was 7 until we broke up 10 years later. And they were close. My daughter's opinions and viewpoints came in her later years. I mean, I know she had some issues when she was younger. People would, her classmates made fun of her. She told me that her classmates made fun of her because my girlfriend took her to school or picked her up, and it was just, how kids could be really mean. Even though I talked about it, kids can be mean, and I'm sure she felt the way. She was very conscious of what people thought and stuff like that. She got that from my mom, and who helped me raise her. But she had a close relationship with my girlfriend, my then girlfriend. They're connected still, and those viewpoints came as she began to find herself as a young woman, and what she believes in, and her spirituality, her walk. Those things came into play with what she believes. So us showing that, because it never was a point of contention. It was just about being honest. Like it wasn't, our stuff was mostly from me not being available emotionally as a parent. You know what I'm saying? That was where our stuff was. And her being honest about what she thought about my quote unquote lifestyle, me being with a woman, was just us being honest about what that looked like in a real family. And then also it not being the child or the mother or the parent that's freaked out about the child, but the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just do things on and me and my family didn't just do things to do it. There was real stuff. we were thoughtful because we wanted to help people or let people see that this is not a fad. This is not for the show. This is two women living their lives together. And it's a real thing. It's not any different than you and your husband or you and your wife. And quite honestly, we would get so much inboxes, so many inboxes, so much correspondence about, wow, I look at y'all and I see me and my husband, or I see me and my wife, and y'all are not different than us. And thank you. Like, you made me, my son or my daughter was, is gay, and I didn't know how to handle it, but you guys make me, whatever. Like, it was just so inspiring. And I knew that God, was using us.
Now, so on the show, you got married on the show, which I was blessed to be a part of that beautiful moment. And let me tell you something about that. I know I said to you before, but that Therese is fine, honey. Now, I said, well, damn, Therese. Now I know. I said, now I know I don't like no women, but Therese is fine.
She is beautiful inside and out. Like, she's probably more beautiful inside than she is on the outside. Real talk. And that's my bestie. Woo! Thank you, Jesus.
So taking that step to get married, was that something that you always wanted to do, or was that something that she helped you into?
Neither one of us, baby, were thinking about. I don't know if I'm stuck on your end. Am I stuck on your end?
No, you're not stuck. You're good.
Okay, I'm stuck on my end. But neither one of us, that wasn't like the big thing. I thought if I did get married and, I never had that dream, like that little girl married, and I didn't play like I was doing a wedding, none of that. That just wasn't my thing. If I did, I knew it would be in my later years, and I actually thought it would be later than we actually did get married. And for her, for her either, she never was with anyone that she wanted to marry, even though she was in a very long, relationship, as was I. That just never came up, for any of us. But with her and with us, she was like the person that I had designed in my mind all these years, that I knew I would probably end up with. That's what I was looking for. She was the partner I was looking for. And it says be careful what you ask for, because her friendship and all of that held me accountable. And she's a big part of the reason I'm where I'm at in my life today. Not that I wouldn't have gotten here without her, but she was a huge vessel of accountability for me. I cared about what she thinks of me, and I respect her. So we never thought. I was like, you're gonna make an honest woman out of me. We knew that would be a big joke, and then we realized that this was probably the buck was gonna stop right here, because she was like, if we hadn't gotten together, she had just gotten out of a 16-year relationship, and she was like, put loose, fancy, free. I'm traveling. I'm doing this. I'm good. And I say that now. I was like, if we decide to just, dissolve the marriage and just, be friends, and or things move that way, that's where I'm at. I'm like, oh, I am chilling, but we decided to get married, and we did it on the show. And when they asked us, it took a little bit of we had to think about it, and because we didn't want it to become a spectacle, or the intimacy of it, like, and then I thought about it, I said, well, they're going to be taping it, we're in control of that, like, we get to say what we do. Like, I was like, there's no way that I'm walking down the aisle twice or 3 times because you ain't get the shot. Y'all better have these motherfucking cameras set up like that. Y'all better make it happen. Y'all better, because this is real. We're gonna. This is live. You can treat this like this is live. So those are the things. And I was like, we have control of that. So I was like, you know what? This should be seen. Why not? We've shared everything else. Why not? And it won us the prestigious GLAAD Award. The show and everybody involved received a media award, the GLAAD for excellence, a GLAAD Award for excellence in media for that episode, which was in at the time live 62 million homes, maybe a little more than that. I might be wrong with the numbers. It was really high for TV One, probably the highest ratings they had up until like at this point ever. And it's so funny. I have to say this because every time they put up the gay people in the industry or the same gender loving people, I'm never in there. And I'm like, I'll be feeling a little way about that shit.
Well, I'm not ever in it either.
I just like, but wow, okay.
Yeah.
You have a historical wedding. There was never any same gender loving female couple or couple period to get married, to have their wedding shown on television.
Well, I was so I got two questions from that. One, well, I'm talking about. Let me get on that part first. Do you feel? Oh, you went away. Well, wait till she pop back in. And while she doing it, let me get my charger. Here she come. You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I got to put my phone, but my computer about to go dead. Okay, my question about that, especially from the media or from that end of it, is: do you feel, as a Black person in the industry, in the community, do you feel that if you are strong in your Blackness, that you don't really get to cross over to that other side and get the respect that you would like to get on the other side? No matter how many boundaries you push, barriers you break, but you don't feel like you still get the recognition that you would like to get from our counterparts.
Absolutely. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the way we do or don't support each other. I think it's a lot of hoopla. I think it's in the moment. Who's hot in the moment? We're always like, who's hot right now? You know what I'm saying? And that makes it the thing to talk about, and it becomes in vogue. And it's not organic to me. How we support each other. It's always laced in something. It's always sprinkled, peppered with what's the word I'm looking for? With
we know what I know what you're saying.
With something like pepper with clout, or because like if they're covering the next hot thing, the new hot thing or whatever. You know what I mean? I just think it is a little slighting. It's not changing but it's like it does piss me off because we brought ratings and we did something significant for a Black station. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, a Black network. And I think it's rude. And I think it's rude. And I think that, I know there are young people probably controlling those areas of like the social media and people like that. They're probably younger and whatever. And so it's about what's in front of you right now. But yeah, I think that it's a little disheartening because I'm a person that it's not about paying homage, but acknowledging on a real tip, because what pissed me off, like on some real, is when they hyped up that goddamn fictional wedding on Empire. That shit rocked me. I was seething. Do you understand? I was like, and Essence did it, and they did our pictures for our wedding. Essence was they had exclusive for we tagged them so quick. Like, I'm sorry, but you guys had exclusive rights to show our pictures. How is this the first ever extravaganza?
Right. And it's fictional.
And it's fiction on top of that. I was like, you need to get your life together. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
You can say just on the bandwagon type of shit. That's how we do. And it's to some level, we don't take our LGBTQ plus counterparts seriously. We don't support as a community of Black people. We don't hold each other up. We don't hold our communities up like we should. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the support of most of our Black counterpart, like the regular folk, if you want to, whatever you call it.
Right.
It's still a us them thing, and as long as that is, it's always gonna be like this disconnect. We're always gonna be used to be fabulous or in the moment, and then discard it as soon as it's not
over with.
As soon as it's it doesn't serve any purpose. You know. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I believe. Yes, I do. I do. So this is me being naive because I don't know. But in a lesbian relationship, I know in the male relationship, in the gay relationship, there's a lot of stickler about masculine and feminine and dominant and aggressive. I mean, dominant and submissive and all. Is that
same?
A big deal? Is the same?
It's the same. Okay. And it's so funny. It all is about the fact that we are still modeling. I'm not, but it's a natural thing to model the heterosexual model. Like, why is it? Who's the woman? Who's the man? That shit makes my skin crawl. There is no man, because if I wanted to be with a man, that's exactly where I would be. I think men are beautiful. I'm attracted to them, physically, not emotionally, but physically. And so if that's what I wanted to do, that's where I would be. Now, I love androgyny, and I love, women that are in touch with their masculine, like their masculinity. They're what is it, yin? Or is it's yin, right?
Yeah.
And tomboys, I love edge. You know what I'm saying? So, but I that can't transfer into emotional or physical for me. Like you have to be a woman in all of those aspects. Now, you may not enjoy certain things physically, and that's fine, but yeah, I still need to. There's certain things that are just, I need to be able to feel some booties, that. I don't do that. I don't want to be. I don't do them chicks. I don't do them chicks at all. I never. No. Equal opportunity. Yeah. I mean, equal opportunity, lesbian, bisexual, whatever you want to call me. Same gender loving woman. Equal opportunity.
That's who I am.
That's who I am. Right. But yeah, it's so interesting that we do that. And I always tell people, yo, it's just, you design it how you want to. Whatever floats your boat. If that's, if you want to see the world that way, or who you are, I think it's beautiful to be a woman. I think it's beautiful to be a man, a real man and a real woman. And when I say that, I mean in every sense of the word. How you treat your family, your community, all of that stuff. Like whatever that is, walk in it. If you feel good, and you explore every aspect of your spirit, because we all have male and female energy. We all, and it's, some people lean more towards their opposite energy, and that's okay. That's okay too. Doesn't define anything else about them. In my opinion, we got to stop with these labels and expectations. And, I don't know. It's like when the two studs and you're like, oh, wow. And I get it. I see why people, I was like, you like a woman, like a woman. I don't care how hard a chick is. If you're attracted to a woman, you're attracted to something. And if it's physical, you're attracted to You're attracted to their vagina and breast, if or either or one of the two, or something about that physicality. And it's not then it's something about the appearance of, like, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. And then you cannot be having sex with nobody and still be gay. And still be
I fit into that category, Mo.
You celebrate? You celebrate? That is awesome.
Well, that's a little bit more. I'm a little bit more than celibate. I'm, you know.
Oh, no, I don't know. Please explain. What do you mean? I'm a little more than celibate.
Oh, this.
This is going to turn into a. I'm a foot.
I would say this. Me personally, I've not had sex personally. That has never been a thing that I felt like doing or wanting to do.
Okay. No, I get it.
It's not my. It's never been my thing. So.
You have to talk about that more.
I do talk about it.
Oh, okay. All right. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah. Well, because that's not my zhuzh. I'm not. But the crazy thing, but the funny thing about it is that I am sexual.
Right.
And and I like intimacy. And I like but that whole sex thing, I ain't got to do that. I'm good.
I feel you. I it is not foreign or lost on me. I understand you fully.
And the crazy thing about it, when I have this conversation, people are like, "Oh my God!" And I hate when people say, "Oh, you're a virgin." I hate them. Not hate, but they're like, "You're a virgin." It's like, but that's not. I'm like, I hate that word because that has such a bad connotation to it. Like, I'm not like no whack person out here that can't get none. It just is not nothing I really feel like doing. And then once you start having this conversation, you notice there are more people that have this same
feeling, that feel the same way, that are in this space. That's how I get it. I completely get it. And after all of the things that I've experienced in my life, that is the least of these. Intimacy is extremely important to me. I relish in that. It is not, to me, not the most important. I mean, it's important. I mean, as a married woman, it's definitely important, but it is not the most. It is not the most focused on an important thing in my relationship.
Now I know. So this is
I'm
a
kisser. I'm a kisser.
I like to kiss too.
Yeah,
I like to kiss too. Because I'm a Scorpio, so I like believe me, I love strippers.
Yeah,
I love being in I love stripper shop. I love being in a risque environment. I could be a voyeur. I could be all of those things.
But see, that's not what you are, a voyeur.
Right. But all that other process, Sonny.
Yeah,
what I'm about to do is just be banging me up some dang old way. That's not what's about to happen.
Okay. I'm good.
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
So, this is a two-part. This is my last question, but it's normally because you're going through this journey, and I want to know. I want to get the answer from the 12 year ago you, and then now, and then the who you are now. So, and the question is from a scale of 1 to 100. 12 years ago, if you would say, look in the mirror and say, "I love Monifah," from 1 being the worst, 100 being the best, where would that number be at 12 years ago?
80.
Okay. And then now that you've gone through your work, you're figuring out who you are, you know what you're going through, where are you, what would that number be today?
Wait a minute. Okay, so let me just so the highest. So when I said you said the highest is 100? 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, so the first answer would be 30.
About 30. Okay. And then now we're 12 years later. And you've been working on yourself, and you've been getting yourself together. You're figuring who you are. Now, who would you say now, today? What would that number be?
100. Real talk. I can say that with a straight face. Look y'all dead in your eye. 100. Trust me.
And if you could look back to that troubled Monifah and give her advice, what would that advice be that you would give her?
You're enough and you're worthy. Slow the fuck down. I'm blessed. It could be, I could be telling a whole different story on many levels. You know what I'm saying?
You know that one word you just said gets me all the time, and it's still something that I work on, I struggle with, and it's that word worthy. That word worthy. I'm about to start tearing up now thinking about it. That word worthy is such a powerful word that I'm about to make myself cry over here.
It's all
Such
right,
a
baby.
powerful
Let it
word.
go. It's all right. It's real. No, it's a real thing.
But yeah, it's such a powerful word that people don't understand. You don't really. It takes a lot to get to that point to understand what. You see, every time I say that word,
it's okay.
I know.
I get
I'm supposed to be crying, girl. I'm supposed to be talking to you.
But it's okay, because when we converse, that's what this is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you listen to yourself talk, you're ministering to yourself, especially when you're aware. You know what I'm saying? So you know that about you. You're honest about that. You know that is a thing that you might be still working on, or that really evokes some emotion, because I get it, because I used to be the same way, and I'm even in right now looking back and knowing my worth, and understanding that I am worthy, and some days have to remind myself that that shit doesn't just stay all the time, but because even thought, ways of thinking, you can make yourself, you can forget that you are worthy. But behaviors and things, I knew that I didn't feel worthy, I didn't feel enough, I didn't feel none of that.
Oh, you went quiet on me, Mo. Whew. No, I'm sorry, child. That wasn't supposed to be.
Wait, I think this guy. Hold on, 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Yeah, woo, y'all. That wasn't supposed to happen. But like I said, in the industry, in this industry that we are in, our success, our success, our everything is built on what other people have to say about us, and it's hard to keep up the whole moment of being.
Like, I'm in my house, they were delivering water. I was like, oh, I had to run to the door.
It's okay. I was saying that in our industry that we're in, in the industry that we're in, all of our success and movement and upwardability is all dependent on what somebody else has to say about us. What somebody else, and it's somebody judging everything that we do. So it's hard. It's hard. Come on back, Monifah. We'll be here. But it's hard understanding your worthiness, understanding your understanding that you're great and you're amazing, all these good things. But it's very hard because I would say this. It's okay, baby. I would say it's hard to keep up your worthiness, because it just takes one person to say, we don't like Monifah no more, we can drop it from the label. Or, you know what, we don't like Derek on this show. We don't like Derek on this show no more. So let's move him off the show. We can move him more. And then all the things that everybody say you're so great at in our industry is somebody telling you that you're not that great at it. It's like, oh, you're amazing. You have a great personality. You have this, you have that. And then you go to, oh, I do? Well, I want to do this show. And they're like, yeah, no, well, it ain't that great. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I had to struggle with it. I struggle with a lot of that. Because I'm I'm absolutely fantastic. And what I'm clear about is that, be quiet, Brave. What I'm clear about is that I have this thing that, because I'm comfortable, no matter where I was, in whatever point in my life, there's something about my spirit, something about my personality that can be unnerving for people. But I think because I walk in my skin comfortably, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's not doing that. So a lot of it, I attest to that, and people kind of not knowing, or not wanting me to, because I know I'm super, super duper fly. Like in my core, like, you know what I'm saying? In my core, I'm not being swear I'm not being like, no, I'm just telling because I know I don't have to explain. I know now. I know my worth. I know who I am. So I know the things that God has given me that has floated me thus far. And that there's a reason why all that shit didn't happen. Because he's moving in a way, he's moving in a way that is allowing me to do things on my terms and to have the experience and be who he needs me to be on his and my terms, not needing anybody else. That's why things don't pan out certain ways, because it ain't supposed to go that way. I'm supposed to I'm gonna have to do the work, and it's not just gonna be as easy as it was the first time around. It's gonna be all because of his grace, my willingness, and that's it, and his design. That's it. It's gonna have nothing to do with nobody else. Nobody's gonna be attached to it. Nobody can say, "Oh, I did this," and you know what I'm saying? Only the motherfuckers that that were on the bus with me are the same people that are gonna, you know what I'm saying, are gonna be around and gonna, and that's not to negate all the people that have been in my life, whatever it was at the time or wasn't at the time. I'm grateful for every experience and every person because they taught me something about myself that I needed to learn. And I'm not mad at anything in my life. The very painful things, the things that I don't think about at all until they come up, all of it has made me who I am and got me right here talking to you, Derek, in this space.
Monifah, I love you. You're my sister forever. You had me over here crying, child. That wasn't supposed to be happening.
We gotta talk more.
We do.
To visit you. You got space for me to come stay with you?
Oh God, yes. I got a 3-bedroom townhouse. Come on.
I was like, wait a minute, this ain't
no, honey. Mama moved on up, girl. Mama got room.
You know what? So you know what I would love to do, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I would love to come visit and just visit and hang out uninterrupted, because we always have a good time, but we was always around people moving, and I would love to just sit and just spend a weekend
and just love on each other.
And exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Monifah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm gonna call you around and jump off of this. Thank you.
I love you too. Mwah. Thank you, guys.
Oh, child, Monifah had me crying, child. That wasn't supposed to be happening. I was supposed to be here talking about her and having a good conversation. But I thank you guys for rocking with me and listening to this week's conversation, A Gay Like Me. I'm still new to this YouTube stuff. So like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, because these are conversations that need to be had, and I love to share them with more people. Next week I have media extravaganza person Patrick Riley. He will be here with us next week, and we'll be talking about his journey to how he got to where he is. So thank you guys for staying with me and chatting with me. And I will see you guys next week, Thursday, for Gay Like Me Live with Patrick Riley. Thank you, guys.